Good morning, my debt-free riders. I hope you all have made it through the week. I hope you all have been able to pay off some of your debt. Start your Friday off happy. You're going into the weekend. Recharge your battery. Come back Monday stronger than ever. Here I have myself a book that I write down all my bills because it got so crazy at one point with having a few credit cards. I didn't know when the minimum was. This one is on a first. This one is on a six. And I almost messed around and missed some credit card payments. So I decided to organize my life a few years ago. And I invested in a nice little notebook. And what I do is I go through and I write down all my debts. And then I write down when they're due, the date that they're due. And then I write down over here the balance, and I mark them off as the time goes, as the date approaches. As you see the zeros, that means that I paid that off in full. Those are pretty much credit cards. So the ones that you see with zero balances, that's the credit cards that I used to have, and I paid those balances off. I didn't say this in the last video, but I paid off my car insurance in full. I wanted to get ahead. That's saving me $121 a month, pretty much. The biggest account that I have so far is this $10,000 credit card. Again, in a few videos ago, my plan of action is to pay between $500 and $1,000 per paycheck. So that gives me anywhere between $1,000 a month to $2,000 a month towards that $10,000, and I should have that paid off by the summer. These balances down here are my life insurance. So I have life insurance on myself and a few of my family members that, my immediate family, my mother, my grandmother. I think it's important. You don't want to be caught with your pants down when someone passes away. You're trying to figure out how you're going to pay for their funeral and all that stuff. So I think it's a great investment. Some might not find it as a great investment, but just think of it this way. If you get a $100,000 policy and someone passes away and you only paid pretty much $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for the policy over the years, you're doing pretty good. You bury them, and then the extra money, you do what you need to do with it. I think that's important to not put yourself in a financial burden when someone passes away. So think about that, y'all. That's also, you can look at that as an investment. Mark that into your bill. But life insurance, research it and do what you think is best for you. But again, I write down all my due dates, all my accounts, and then over here I write down my balance. And also to keep me on track with my budgeting, I invested in this little book that I keep in my pocket. Wherever I go to spend money, this is like my manual calculator. I pull this out with a pen and I keep subtracting from my balance that I have. If I have a spending account and I say I'm gonna pay myself $300, whatever I buy, I subtract from that $300. As you can see, I even wrote down vending machine. I want a little candy bar. I write that down. Every dollar is accounted for. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, when you start tracking every dollar, it makes you really focus and hone in on saving money. And you might not go out and purchase that silk Versace shirt for $1,500 because you're like, yo, I had to work hard to even get that. And I think Dave Ramsey made a good point on one of his videos before, where using a credit card takes the pain away when you purchase something. When you give someone cash, or it's coming straight out of your debit account, it hurts. It's like, yo, I just spent $500. I just spent $1,500. And you're like, yo, that hurt. Giving someone $1,500 in cash in front of you hurts. So you don't do it. Credit cards, on the other hand, you just swipe. You're like, oh, I'll pay for that later. So it doesn't hurt. There's not an emotional attachment to credit cards. But cash does something to you when you buy things with cash. So that's what I think he made a great point about that, because when I started really focusing in on cash, man, it really helped me to understand that this stuff don't grow on trees. You know, you can't water a dollar bill and get more of it. You got to work hard for it. So I think that was a great analogy that he used, to always use cash, and it helps you to cut your spending. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I took off work today to get some work done on my car that I couldn't do right now because I don't have the appropriate tools. So for times like this is why it's good to make sure you have cash available, because you don't want to use a credit card. So today my repair may cost $300, may cost $400, I'm not sure. I'm waiting for them to open, but it will be paid for in cash and not credit. So I hope you guys are having a great journey. Don't stress out too much. Stay focused and understand that Egypt wasn't built overnight. So build your empire one stone at a time. Peace.